All right, I'm gonna make this quick. I usually put quick in the title because I try to make it quick, but I can make this quick. I'll keep an eye on my time so I ain't wasting a whole bunch of y'all's. Good evening. So, real quick, I just want to say it like this. For the people who have never in their life had food stamps, because everybody's in the uproar about this food stamp thing and Section 8 thing, and that seems to be like the general consensus going around the Black community for whatever reason. There are a number of Black families, Black women, Black single mothers, however you want to categorize it, that are not on food stamps. Now, could they have been at one point in time? Yeah. Growing up, my mom was. She was a single mother of three, had about 6, 7 of us in the house, and she had to do what she had to do. Here's where my issue comes in with all of the YouTube videos that all of the Black people are reporting. I don't care too much about everybody else reporting stuff. I care about the self-denigration, the going after people who you're not in their position, but you want to jump down their throat and you want to generalize them. Number one, if you have not been on, nor in danger of being on food stamps, you really don't have a comment about it. It does not work the way you think it does. The whole I pay my tax dollars for somebody to sit around and mooch off for the government, and that's how they're getting their food and that's how they're making their living. If you knew half of anything that you claim you know, you would understand that it's about this many people who are on public assistance, who are getting over on the system, who are lying, cheating, stealing by any means necessary. About that many. And you will take a couple of cases from all over the 48 states and condense them and generalize that into an opinion about something that you have no idea what the inner workings are. And that's the part that kills me. I know people that are on food stamps and they have full-time jobs and they live very meek and modest lives. But sometimes, whatever the circumstance is, you may need some assistance. Those food stamps aren't for them to eat. They're 9 times out of 10 for the kid. 9 times out of 10 for the kid or an elderly person. So with that being said right there, for all of the warriors on the other side of the fence that want to be like, oh, cut the food stamps, I'm sick of this, cut Section 8, I'm sick of this, I'm sick of that. Do you have any plans to house and feed any of the kids that are going to be tough out of luck because of this? If this is even true, because we all know, oh, well, I'm not going to say we all know because that would imply that common sense is a thing that's common, and it's really not. It's not common sense, it's wisdom is what it is. I can't say we all know. So let's give a lesson. Let's give a quick lesson there. You can only believe half of what you see and a third of what you hear. And it's because there's deception in a lot of things. We all know that they can show us something on TV or right in front of your face. There can be a sleight of the hand and it's a magic trick, and now you're completely confused. So that's why you believe half of what you see, a third of what you hear, because people can tell you anything. And even when you experience it for yourself, there's still some ramification or some little hidden thing that you may not know as to why this situation is the way it is. But this is wisdom speaking, right? This is not just knowledge, a whole bunch of statistics and clicking on things and never leaving my desk and trying to answer things from a computer mindset. It's not what this is. So with that being said, I think you're taking the wrong approach at this. I think a lot of people are taking the wrong approach by bashing the people who are on food stamps, by bashing the people who are on Section 8, because you don't have a plan to feed or house any of the people who are underprivileged in this nation. Now, it may not bother you because you have money in the bank, you have a good job, or you're in a good situation. You're not in danger of being evicted. You're not in danger of not having a meal. You don't have any kids. And these seem to be all of the people who are speaking on these issues. You need to stay in your place because you can be the very reason why some kids are forced into an orphanage or forced into foster care. Let's say foster care because that's the new thing. You could be the very reason why somebody loses their house. You could be the very reason why somebody, once they lose their house, then they turn around and lose their job, because there's a lot of jobs that don't hire homeless people. And once they found out that you're homeless, they don't have any programs in place to help you. You're just supposed to work and make your money, and then you can live and you can do all of these things. But it's kind of hard to do that stuff. You know, you got people coming out of jail, who can't get into halfway houses because funding has been cut for those things. You have a whole bunch of government programs that run adjacent to SNAP benefits. It is not just about SNAP benefits, but you don't know enough. Shout out to my Breaking Brown folks. If any of y'all are watching, I watch that a lot or listen to that a lot. But you just don't know enough. And because you don't know enough, you make these generalizations and you put everybody under an umbrella and you cause chaos and rhetoric amongst us. That's what the division is. That is the number one tool for us to have all of these issues that we're having in our community now, is division. That's it. So I'm not here to bash you, like jump down your throat, call you a bunch of coons and all other type of names and all of that stuff. Nah, it's not what I'm gonna do. Here to educate you, give you some wisdom behind it. So you have the knowledge, but you got to know where and when to apply it. That's the wisdom. So as far as the food stamp thing goes, if you don't deal with the issue, as in you on food stamps or Section 8 or any of those things, if you don't work in that government sector that is, you know, working on those things, then you kind of don't need to be bashing other folks who are on it, because you can't speak for everybody's situation. You don't know why they're on it. You don't know why they need it. It's a problem. And the last thing, the Black women thing. There are a lot of angry and upset Black women for whatever reason. I have no clue. No clue. But they like to come for Black men to say, Black men don't date Black women. Black men don't like Black women. They don't protect us. They don't do this. They don't do that. There are about this many Black men that don't protect, love, and care for Black women, because it's a projection thing. You know, you protect, love, and care for what you are. You project it. And you try to give out and you want back in return what you're giving out. Therefore, there's always Black relationships. There's always Black marriages. There's always good Black men out there. Always. There's this many compared to this many bad ones. And the reason I think some of these Black women choose this many bad ones is because their picker is off. How they choose men. They don't understand. They don't understand that it's a projection of themselves. So you have to work on yourself before you can judge anybody on the outside to say, oh, you know, these type of people are this way. These Black men, they don't protect us. No, there's something that's going on with you on the inside. And when you fix that, then you'll find the right Black man, if you want one, because not everybody's meant to be in a relationship. And those people who are not meant to be in a relationship, once they finally understand that, they'll stop leading people away from relationships who want to be in relationships. So stay in your place, stay in your zone, speak with knowledge and wisdom. I'm not gonna call out nobody pages. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there slowly but surely, because I don't I don't like to see black men being bashed into the ground. I am a black man. I have a wife. I have kids, all by the same woman. Been married for more than a decade. I do what I'm supposed to do, right? I do what I'm created to do, and I surround myself by a whole bunch of black men that do the same thing. And when you hear these black women talk about these black men like that, you try not to think of things individualistically. I try to look at things as a collective. And as a collective, it's 50-50. You get your man and you're good. But there's a point where it's not 50-50. It's more like 70-30 or 80-20. But the 20% are so loud that you don't pay attention to the 80% who are doing what they're supposed to do. And most of the good and great relationships that are working and working marriages, they don't have time to get up here on YouTube and talk about the good stuff. And even if they did, how many of you are going to click on it? How many of you are going to watch their videos in totality? How many of you are going to sit there and be like, oh, snap, that's good. I can take some advice from that, move it over to my relationship and take the good with the good and spit out the bad. And I can work some things out and I can get better in my life. That's not the way this world works. Feeds off of drama. So I know that as long as there's no drama, I'm not going to be super YouTube famous and all of that stuff. And I'm fine with that because I'm not bringing drama in my life just for some views and clicks. Not happening. But I will continue to speak on the stupidness because I take responsibility for the things that I do wrong. And I expect that out of everybody else, especially us. So it's my quick little words of wisdom. Let y'all get back to the rest of y'all night. Yeah, have a good day or good night.